This is not a consolation. It is not the gentle softening of a difficult truth with something pleasant to hold on to, the relational equivalent of a spoonful of sugar administered alongside medicine that would otherwise be too bitter to swallow. It is not offered to make the situation more bearable or to provide justification for staying in something that the honest evidence of its impact on you suggests you should leave. It is offered because it is true, and because the truth of it, held clearly, without the distortion of either the hoping that inflates it or the self-protection that denies it, is actually important information, not for what it changes about the practical reality of your situation, for what it changes about the story you have been telling yourself about your own worth. Because the story that the avoidance behavior has been telling you, the story written in withdrawals and silences, and the consistent prioritization of their own comfort over your clearly expressed needs, is a story about your insufficiency, about not being enough, about being the person who loves more, feels more, invests more, and receives less in return because the love you are offering is not quite the right kind, or the right quality, or the right quantity to produce the response it deserves. This story feels true because the evidence that seems to support it is immediate and consistent and written in the specific personal language of someone's behavior toward you specifically. The story is wrong, and the truth that corrects it is this: the avoidant truly loves you, not in the thin, provisional, barely qualifying sense of a feeling that is more habit than genuine attachment, more comfort than real investment, more the inertia of established connection than the active, chosen, this person specifically, love that the word should mean. In the full sense, the deep sense, the sense that involves the specific, irreplaceable, this person and not another quality that distinguishes genuine love from its more manageable substitutes. The love is real. It lives in the avoidant in the place where the real things live, not the managed, presented, performed for the world place, but the interior place where the defenses do not fully reach, and where the things that are genuinely true about the avoidance experience reside in their unedited form. In that place, the love for you is not qualified. It is not surrounded by the ambivalence and the distance and the inconsistency that the avoidance behavior produces in the external visible world of your shared connection. It is simply present, warm, specific, and entirely genuine. The problem, and it is a real problem, a significant problem, a problem that the truth of the love does not resolve, is not the love. It is the distance between the interior place where the love lives and the exterior world where you need it to be expressed. That distance is the avoidance incapacity, and it is enormous, and it is not your responsibility to bridge it, and the love's reality does not obligate you to continue waiting for the bridging. But the love is real. Let that land without the immediately following but. Just, the love is real. Sit with that for a moment before the qualification arrives. You knew it. In the moments when the walls were low enough for something genuine to pass between you, in the specific instances of real presence that interrupted the managed distance with the specific, unmistakable quality of something that was not performed, you felt the truth of it. Not as inference, not as the hopeful interpretation of ambiguous signals, but as the direct, certain, I know what this is recognition of someone who was being genuinely loved in the moment of the feeling it. The moments were real. The love in them was real. You were not imagining it. What you were not imagining is important to hold clearly because the difficulty of the relationship has a way over time of retroactively casting doubt on the reality of the good, of making the genuine moments feel like they must have been misread, like the certainty you felt in them was the certainty of someone who was hoping too hard, rather than the certainty of someone who was accurately perceiving something real. The doubt is the relationship's damage working on the past as well as the present. Do not let it. The moments were real. The love was real. The feeling of being genuinely known and genuinely valued and genuinely loved by this specific person. This was accurate. It was not the projection of a hoping mind. It was the correct perception of something that was actually there. Here is what the love's reality means, and what it does not mean. It means you were not wrong about the connection. The depth you perceived was real. The significance you attributed to the relationship was not an inflation produced by attachment that exceeded what the situation warranted. The love was there. Both of you were in something real. The asymmetry was not in the feeling. The feeling in the interior place where the avoidant cannot manage it is not asymmetrical. The asymmetry was in the capacity to express and sustain and act consistently from the feeling. That asymmetry is enormous, but it is an asymmetry of capacity, not of love. It means the withdrawals were not verdicts. The retreats, the silences, the moments of cold distance that arrived when warmth was most needed, these did not communicate the truth about how you are valued. They communicated the truth about the avoidant's fear. The two things are not the same. The avoidant who retreats from you because the closeness of you generates the intimacy, pressure their system cannot manage, is not retreating because you are insufficient. They are retreating because you are real, and real is the thing that triggers the fear most powerfully. It means the love cannot compensate for the incapacity. This is the most important thing the reality of the love means, and the one most easily lost in the warmth of the knowing. Real love that cannot sustain its expression, that retreats from its own depth, that generates distance in proportion to the genuineness of the feeling, is not sufficient for the relationship you deserve. The love being real does not make the incapacity less real. Both things are simultaneously, completely true. And the truth of the love, however significant and however genuinely meaningful to know, does not change the calculus of whether the incapacity is something you can continue to absorb. The good news is the love, genuinely, the knowledge that the person who hurt you, who withdrew from you, who could not sustain the expression of what they felt in the ways that you needed it sustained, this person was not indifferent to you, was not performing a caring they did not feel, was not moving through the connection with the detached efficiency of someone who was never genuinely invested. They were invested, genuinely, deeply, in the interior place that fear cannot fully reach, invested in you specifically, in the particular combination of who you are, in the qualities that you brought to the connection that made the connection feel, to them, different from the others. In the experience of you, the specific, irreplaceable, this person only experience, that their fear prevented them from fully having and will, in the aftermath of your loss, prevent them from fully replacing. The love was real. You were always worth the love. You were always worth the full, expressed, consistently demonstrated, fear has been faced version of it. The good news is that the love was there. The news that requires the most honesty is that love on its own has never been enough, not for you, not for what you came into this reaching for, not for the life you deserve to be building. You needed the love and the capacity. You had the love. You deserved both. And knowing that you had the love, really, genuinely, in the place where the real things live, had it, means that the wanting of both was never too much to ask. It was exactly the right amount to ask. It was simply asked of someone who could only give you one of the two, and one, for all its realness, was never going to be enough.